Hello friends, welcome back to Transport Fever. I'm Colonel Failure, and you join me at the Eggerwell Oil Transportation Station, where we're waiting for the train to come in and pick up its first load of oil, as this has now started producing. If I zoom just a smidge there, you'll see we've got plenty in reserve, but it has now started using the route, and then any second now we should see our train emerge from this tunnel to come and make a pickup. There we go, we've got 12 waiting at the moment. Now 12 is certainly not going to be enough to support the route that we're operating here, but these things take time to get into full flow. The bigger question is going to be, am I shipping enough out of here in the first place to keep particularly the big boy at the other end of the operations fully stocked up? Because if I'm not, then the big boy is the area where we are going to burn through any profits that we do end up making. So if we have a look here, 13 we ended up with this time. Let's ride on board. Yes, this is the first step in moving our goods setup onto a new hub distribution mechanic, and it's the simple one. I mean, maybe, arguably, food is going to be as easy, but you know, with there's a lot of movement in that area because it's all kind of self-contained further up the line towards Interlaken. So we need to take more of a look at that. Anyway, one of the things I'd like to achieve today is setting up another bit of oil distribution out towards Bern, and then Volum by Bern as well, which is going to come out of this hub station that we are approaching now. The goal of all of this being that these two big hubs have a heck of a lot of traffic, and you know I tend to aim for this in just about every series, is generating a massive amount of traffic. Let's have a look, because that way you can just park up and watch it happening. 18.5 grand. Negligible, but as we can see, it's already working. So we've now dropped those off here for the hub shuttle to cart over to the other side of the river. Now I'm probably going to need some more of these. The measuring stick that we're going to use is, once I've got full trains coming in, do I have the capacity to turn these around quickly and keep the stuff moving? Let's see. Look, I've not really done any decoration yet, and this is already looking like it means business. So here comes my truck in to make a pickup. They're not the quickest things you'll ever see, but they should be quick enough to get the job done. I've not really chosen the most explosive opening scene here, have I? But you know, I sense the tension that we're all feeling. There you go, it's going to pick up the oil. Or not, as the case may be. Because this one is probably on a different route. Oh, phooey. Oh well, right, well, you know, we guess we're going to have to wait for the right truck to turn up. Tell you what, bombastic intro, let's cover that off in a minute. Well, wouldn't you know it, this first truck that we've got coming in here is actually transporting fuel, which means that the big boy is bringing back extra fuel that was left over from the refinery already. And that's no bad thing. I mean, it means that we're, you know, it is at least attempting to pay for some of its costs from the get-go. That's better than nothing. But, you know, this is going to take some time to build up, and I certainly don't think that these 4 trucks that I'm running on there right now are going to be sufficient. But we're patient. There is the full load that we had anticipated previously. And I've noticed this happen before. So this truck just dropped off a bunch of fuel. He hasn't got it, and it's not here. I've played forward to an extent to see exactly what happens here, and the fuel has disappeared. That is a minor amount of worry there, because it means that any ships that are picking up from this side are gonna come up empty. I mean, I don't suppose you're in range of the port. You're in range of the port. Well, in which case it should be here then, and it's not. Yeah, see, dunno. I've got no idea what's going on there. We'll wait until the volume gets up a little bit, because if they're being paid at this end, well, that's that's something, I suppose. But yeah, we're going to need to keep an eye on that. Anyway, we've got oil moving now, and that's a good place to start. And we've got, how much have we got waiting? 37. So that's already picking up pace in a pretty reasonable fashion. Meanwhile, whole lot of fuel waiting here. Most of it going down to the docks. Some of it heading across the river to the other side. There goes the big fella. And he's got 6 oil on board. Steady on. It's going to need a lot more than that to make this viable. And what we need to keep an eye on for that is to make sure that we're transiting enough from the oil well down here, and then that we're shifting it across the river at a speed that is sufficient. I'd love to see one more truck coming in with fuel, to see if it goes anywhere that we can spot before we move on to today's next operation. Is anybody going to facilitate that? There you go. This chap's dropping another load off at the port, and there goes our first shipment. There we go. 27 of 63 fuel on its way to Locarno. Perfect. That's exactly how we want this to play out. So here comes a fuel truck now, and you're going to Hub Bravo Dock Shuttle. So you're going to the dock. But full trucks make for a full bank account. So this is ticking along nicely. The only downside we've got is we're not shipping enough oil over here to keep the big boy satisfied. So I'm going to need to up the tempo on that front. But that's going to rely on the little train that could here, turning it around a little bit more often. Maybe even upping this train to something a bit more grunty. Anyway, here's a good delivery. How much are we going to make out of this one? 87. That's more like it. That should be enough to... yeah, if it's doing 87 every time, it might be enough to keep that one in the positive as far as cash is concerned. Right, I'm near certain that I'm not shimmying stuff across the river fast enough, so I'm going to get a couple more on that line. These 1, 2, 3, 4. In fact, I'm going to double it. There we go. So hub shuttle is what we're after. There you go. Right, that should keep it moving. We will come back to that in a couple of moments and see how we're getting on. Meanwhile, our next objective. So I have requested all trains return to depot from this area of things. So that includes the coal train and the chaps that were doing construction materials, because we're going to make some adjustments here. I've also mothballed the trucks. I don't know if this dock is actually going to do anything or not. Probably not. But I don't know that yet. So that means that station might not do anything either. But we can get rid of this depot and this completely hideous track interchange we've got going on here. Right? Maybe we use some of it later, maybe we don't, but we certainly don't use it now. So eventually I will be running coal down the mountain again, but initially, what I need to do is I want to use this as my supply stop for goods going into Bern itself, before heading further afield and actually, putting Volan by Bern on the map. And that's what we're going to build today. Yeah, I think it's going to be what we build today. It's going to be what we build today. This is what we're building. Today, we're building this. Right, so the track setup that we've got right now is about right, except, ding dong, how much do you want for your house? 150k, 100k, 50k, 300k. 300k is a bit steep. But if we whiz that back a bit, in fact, if we de-whiz all of this, right, and then do the... I don't want to get rid of the road. I should have left that in. Oh, hell. Right. Oh, well, never mind. Because I need to get a couple of tracks down here. No. Just let's start by getting a couple of tracks in. Now, we might need to bulldoze these nice people's houses. But if I can avoid doing that, I will do. Right, go on, get in there. Right, that's my measuring stick, and then from here we'll head out to the station there. Et voila. And then we will we'll get it over the road. Like so. That's good. No complaints there. How much of a lump have I just stuck in that? Actually, negligible. Good. We don't need to remove the road, because I remember that being a bit of a pain to get set up in the first place. So not having to remove that is a good thing. Splendid. Oh, and then you've got this split level business going on, which is the kind of thing that people pay money to see. So I've heard. And the reason I want to double track this up is because we're going to have the coal train coming up and down here, but also I'm going to use the existing bridge to get across the river before spurring off to head over to Volan in order to do Volan. So let us continue our odyssey around this corner. As much as heading round an odyssey is a corner. Put that into the right order to make sense, would you? Right, there we go. Right, delete this back to the tunnel so that we can make a nice, neat connection. Now, because the transit the transit distance for the coal is going to be that much longer now, it means that each individual load should be considerably more profitable. Especially giving the big boy enough room to properly get up to speed. Now the quantity of coal that it can carry is going to be absolutely enormous. I think we'll be pushing 500-600 when we've got it going, but we'll have to evaluate that. Now this bridge I think is a 120 limit. Can I upgrade the bridge type? Someone, every time I ask this, someone in the comments goes, yes, you just do this. And I forget. What we got here? Right, high-speed tracks. Right, okay, that's a start. Electrification it's already got. Can I change the type of bridge? Because keeping this at full tilt is kind of key to the operation, if I'm honest. Maybe not. That's waypointing. All right, never mind. Let's just press on and we'll go from there. Right. Okay. Onwards. Get across the river. There we go. Before we've taken a slightly abrupt turn off this way, if it will allow me to do so. There we go. Right. Just about. Let's pull it back as far as there. So we're not going to be splitting the tracks here. We are going to be splitting the tracks. What I mean by that is that I'm not going to merge a track. So it's not going to be an upstream and downstream line. Instead, it will be dedicated one train, one route. Now, I might need to change my policy on that if the delivery time is too long. Get around this corner maintaining any kind of speed is going to be a mission. 160 isn't too terrible, but we want to try and keep the speed up. Half the point of doing this is that we can run it nice and swiftly. But if I'm burning speed off in the corner, that's going against that whole caper. Right, and we'll run it down to there, get rid of this bit of road, and we'll stick that back in a minute. But first, let's get a depot, a terminal set up. Right, so I don't think we need the plus 200 on this. I think 200 is going to be more than enough. We only need one platform. Thank you. There we go. No. There we go. In fact, a 160 might do it. And already I am starting to feel just a little nervous that I'll be able to provide enough materials at the hubs to actually fulfill all the demand that I'm going to try and generate. But you know, we will as ever cover that when the time comes. Right, let's just adjust the angle there a little. Sink you in here and hook her up. There we go. That could be neater. Let's do it neater. Delete some of this. That's it, and then make a nice neat connection onto that, if you would be so kind. There we are. Right. Okay. Good. So that's, well, there we go. That's Volan by Burn now fully engaged. What have we got actually in the catchment area? So that's all industrial. We haven't managed to get its commercial district within radius, which is a pity. But we're only delivering commercial at the moment, so maybe we'll worry about that a little later. Let's get some street side stuff. There we go. Right, you come out. No. You're trying to be too clever again, aren't you? There we go. Pull that around there because it looks nice. Do something like this. And a bit of that. And a bit of this. Because all being well, dropping off goods here will lead to a scenario where the industrial area and hopefully a little bit of the commercial start to get with the program and build up around here. Won't that be nice? Not about there. That's it. Right. Excellent. Good. That's everything we need to do there. So we now need to add a route for this. And it's going to be from here. No, hold on. We're talking about you are so far ahead of yourself here, Chief, that we've got a lot more work to do. Yes, you've managed to plumb in this bit of train track. Well done. Good job. Go to the head of the class and all of that. But we need to connect this up to the bit that actually does the goodness. So first off, we're going to need. Right, what's this one for here? Right, that could be the delivery line for Burn itself. So if I whiz that round onto there, what does that look like? It looks like a big bendy. However, 145 at this end, and then dropping to 109, 105, 107 as it comes into the hub. Now I'm not too fussed about that. We'll allow it, but it's not going to be the only track that does that. So I've had mixed fortunes running mixed freight in the past, and that's kind of what this is going to demand is a certain amount of mixed freight, and it's largely because it's actually pretty tricky to fulfill well. Where you've got, you know, you're potentially taking half a dozen different cargo types, can be quite challenging. You know what I should be doing here, don't you? Let's do that, and then let's take that over this side. Now, if I can keep this up at a reasonably high speed, that's 70. That's no good. Is this a straight bit? It's straight-ish. How about that? 80. Yeah. Come on. Give me something really, you know, to show me what you got. 124. Any advance? 128. Okay, that'll do. And then we need another one coming off here to come back. What do we get there? 106, 118. No, I want to go faster than that. If one must scream in order to go faster, that is what I should do. Although, that said, we don't need to do it here necessarily. Now, I am just constructions. Look, I'm not constructing nothing. I'm bulldozing. Intriguing. I don't know why it would fight me on that, but it did. Right, you up here. There you go. Right. So, will 2 tracks be enough? I don't think so. I don't know. Because we're gonna have this one coming in. Come on. Something like that. And these are all going to have to interlink, interchange, and then again at the other end of proceedings as well. Okay, that might have, I might have to have another look at that. That might have been a bit of a dubious corner going on there. Everybody's coming out this way. I think the era of that port station is perhaps behind us. But I tell you what, even if it's not, we can make some fun out of it later on, perhaps. That's it. No. Why were you saying that was 65? 65 is, we don't want to put an abrupt corner in here. Everything needs to flow. There's going to be enough slowing down on this course as it is. We don't need to add some more just purely through bad track laying. 118. That's not particularly quick neither. It makes a bit of a mockery of this high-speed track, I'll tell you that. Right, now, getting all of this lot onto this double line here and then just using these two platforms might be the smart thing to do. Or maybe using 3 platforms would be the smart thing to do. Let's go for that. All right, if I need more than 3, I'll worry about it later. There we go. Right, so that's me 3. All right, I haven't really thought this through. I know, you can sound shocked as much as you please. Right, and then... yes, what exactly are you thinking? You're thinking you'd like to put a diamond crossing there, aren't you? Well, we know already that diamond crossings absolutely... Hey, never mind, take it. There we go. Don't even question that one. We'll take that. Ah, brilliant. Okay, so we've got this. That one's probably isolated. These two are not. If we take that across there, so dropping to 76, which, you know, we want to try and keep the speed up. Actually, I'm less bothered because there's plenty of room on this route for trains to hit their best speed. I've just set that up. I have no idea what I actually want out of it because we've got multiple routes coming down here. Right, so let's retask some of these routes. So the upper mountain, no. This is, we want the Coal Mountain Gazette. There we are, Coal Mountain Heavy. Which in future will go from Coal Mountain, the aptly named Coal Mountain, to down here, right? Hub Alpha. Although, is that a nonsense? Yes, because you need coal here. So actually, we don't need to bring coal all the way to to the hub and then back again. We will keep running that as we always have done. Okay, right, so let's remove that. No, not all the stations, just remove this one. There you go. Add this there. Right, burn exchange. It has a dedicated line, and that's this track here, which we should never need to use. So let's just take it out of the equation. Right, and instead we'll make that a little splitting track here. Now, just for your anticipation of what is to come, we're not talking Coal Mountain today. This is purely going to be the delivery of fuel elsewhere. Right. Anyway, that's Coal Mountain sorted. Next up, I had a fresh line here. There we go. we're going to run from Hub Alpha, right, out to Burn and back. Right, give me something to show. Let's go with pink, because pink shows up quite nicely. Right, turn that off. Hold on. Volan by burn transfer. No, not yet. There we go. Right, Hub Alpha. So it's selected that platform as the one it likes the looks of best. And then it's running up onto there. Yeah, okay, no, I'm good with that. That works for me. Except we're going to want this piece of track there to be two-way. Okay, so if we run that, right, and then we make. Have I already turned that into a double splitteroo? I have. Right, and then let's go with the pathing signal here. Right, let's make that like this, and then this one over here. We'll park this up here. Right, that and that. Now, here we go. This is the point at which I'll confuse things even further. We're going to make both of these one way. And that is now broken. Good. You may question, well, why is that good? And you kind of go, it's good because it means that this is all snafu. Now we've got a second platform here that is spare, and that I suspect is where I'll probably want to bring in iron ore, because that's another terminal type station. So we've got to have a big track interchange out here somewhere, which is going to be an adventure for all of us. Right, let's clear those back again. Now, I do this kind of reorganisation about once a series. I go absolutely bananas and build something big. And then that's the last time I do it in the series. Do you know why it's the last time I do it in the series? Because I quite enjoy doing it. But it takes ages. And I'm never entirely convinced of the entertainment value of it. You know, it's entertaining the hell out of me, I can tell you that. But exactly how much you chaps are going to be digging the ride here is an unknown quantity. So perhaps chuck a comment to the extent of, oh yeah, you can reorganise tracks all day long. I love watching you making a meal out of this. Keep it up, my man, or some such. Right, okay, so we're potentially going to be bringing in iron ore down here at some point. So we ought to maintain the purity of the up and downstream. Well, you know, that made it work. There's the junction box. So we do that the other way. No, I think I was happier when you went into Terminal 1. That's it. Right, okay, that's now operational in a sense that I can run stuff on it and nobody's going to be too upset. And then you're coming in and out there of that one platform, which is fine because I'm only going to use one train. So this is going to be burn, hub, goods bulk, which in the first instance is literally just going to be fuel. So what I'll run on there is I shall run the Alco that I wanted to run last time but didn't. Also, I'm going to need to figure out a way to get this around onto the depot. All right, okay. Well, we can use this. We can use this end line here. All right, and then afterwards we can pull an aggressive swoop around like this. Now, if I keep all of these as low speed track, what are you doing? Why are you making this difficult on everybody? Okay, well that works, but my goodness me, it's not attractive. There you go. That's better. Right, and then if we take this, we're going to have a merge fairly soon here. Again, I think I'm going to have to reorganize this one, but we'll smooth this out. Basically, once I've got everything in place, so once I've got everything coming into and out of the hub station, we'll have a big rethink about the approach and where everything's going. Now, I know that is putting off a piece of trouble for tomorrow. I mean, who in their right mind would do that other than me? But there we go. That'll do the job. Right. Okay. So we can now stick a train on the interchange there, and there we go. Look. See, 84. Now this shuttle brings in 72 at a time, so I am not shipping enough, and that's 107 now waiting to go. We need to up our trucks. Apologies for interrupting the main thrust of today's project, but time is of the essence. Let's go with 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go the same again. Hub shuttle go. All of this being critical. Okay, right. Oh, look, we've also got fuel kicking around the place. So we've got this lot that's waiting to go up to Thun. Good. This lot that's waiting to go out to Locarno, and it's a healthy amount as well. That's a lot waiting to be distributed there. 13 on the shuttle. 99 on Hub Doc Bravo Dingbat. Maybe I put in another route here. And we do it from there over to here. There we go. That'll do the trick. What should we call this? What have I called previous shuttles? Hub Bravo Doc. So we call this Hub Alpha Doc Alternate, because it's coming from the wrong side. We'll possibly need to do the same again later on, but in reverse, if that makes sense. But we'll worry about that later on. Right, give me 2 of these. Hub Doc Alternate Shuttle Pod Route. Hub Alpha Doc Shuttle Alternate. No. Was that Alpha? I thought it was Bravo. No, it's not. There we go. All right. Yeah, that's good. Keep it up. You know what you're doing. You have a tenuous grip on reality of all of this stuff. Keep it tenuous. It's what people like to see. Eventually, this lot is it's gonna be wall-to-wall trucks here, and I'm probably going to need a secondary truck stop in order to make it work on both sides. But for the moment, I'm just about keeping pace. We'll check in with the big bois in a moment. But right now, I need to trot on. Also, need to get this chap upgraded, I think. Get it hauling a bit more. But let's get the Burn City Ding Dong Thingamajig, whatever it's called. Let's get that going. And then we ought to have a look at what routes we're actually running in and out of here, and perhaps revise that accordingly. Right, what did I call it? I can't remember. I can barely remember my own name. Burn is the name of the town. Burn Hub Goods Bulk. That's the one. It's the Burn Iron Slag Haulage we can get rid of. Burn Steel Brick Haul. Kill it. Coal Mountain Heavy is also set up. Right. Burn Hub Goods Bulk. Let us go to the depot and acquire ourselves another train. In fact, I'm going to chance it. I'm going to try pulling it from here. Not that it really makes much difference. All of this is for, it's for glamour and the show. Right, locomotives. Yes, we need one. Oh, it's going to go with the Alco. Now, we've got this old Alco, 109, from 1930. And then we've got this one, which is newer, from 1951. But it's the same train. It's the same locomotive. We could go with a smidge of electrification, but that's expensive. No, we'll run the little guy for the time being, and we'll run it in its default livery, and then wagons up. We're delivering fuel, so we can use any of these. So let's go with this lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 54. We'll find out. Now, this is obviously going to be going to be a temporary usage going on here because we're not calling this goods bulk for our own health. Eventually, this will be carrying multiple different goods types. That it is sat there says to me it doesn't exactly know where it's going. Oh no, it's waiting for a free path. So maybe some signalling out here would be a wise maneuver. Say it's waiting for that guy to go through. Okay, fine. No, this is all good. Now, the other thing that I've considered, or I am considering, I should say, is whether it would be worth my while to maybe use this end track. And I know I've just assigned that, but if I were to use that end track as a shuttle service from one side to the other, it's not going to be the most efficient because you are effectively going back on yourself in between the two. And and running it with trucks is keeping those trucks somewhat in profit. Hang on, that's a passenger train. You can tell because it's going nowhere near your goods station. Well done though, you spotted a train. Congratulations. Okay, how are we moving? Right, what have we got up here? 121. That's way more than this chap is hauling. What have we got waiting here? We've got 40 some odd. Okay, and then over here we've got 40 some odd. This is okay. Now the capacity on the big boy, and there it goes. Current run it's doing 120. Financially, that makes it golden. And it's barely hauling anything. This is brilliant. Oh, that's going to make me so much money, but I've got to bring more in. Right, you're getting upgraded. Vehicles, yes. Replacement, right. Okay, we need something a bit more beefy for this operation. Ideally, hauling in the 100 to kind of 200. What do we got here? 125. It's Swiss. It's a passenger train. Right? No, this one 93. That'll haul it. That's pretty powerful. 415 a year. What does the Alco cost? 182. We could double up on an Alco. It's just not very quick. What else? This E44, 760 a year. It might well be reliable, but it's not cheap. It's not quick either. I want to hit the OBB 1150. Alright, it's outgunned by that electric as well. OP22, not fast enough. E94 is not fast enough. I want to crack out 100, ideally 120 on this. Oh, hello, what do we got here? Oh, we really are hitting another era now, aren't we? Fairbanks Morse Trainmaster reversed. Well, as much as I have a tendency to do quite a lot of things in reverse, I can't help but think that maybe doing this one forwards would be a smart thing to do. Right, let's call it up. What are you chaps all about then? 130, yes. 1 million quid, yes. Okay, these aren't priced right, which means that I'm cheating by using them, but I'm okay with that. 130, it's got the pulling power. It's relatively cheap. Atchison, Topeka, and Santa Fe. All right. Medium duty, a post piston diesel electric road switcher. I bet it is. All right, we're going to go with. Actually, you know what? We'll go Chicago and Northwestern on this. I haven't got appropriate wagons anyway. No, actually, I'm changing my mind. We're going to go with the Erie Lackawanna. Okay, we're going to take one of those. Now that means we're going US style wagons here, or North American style wagons. Tank car, and that's 18. That's 36. That's more than that. That's 54. Oh, hold on, it was 30. So that's 72. And then let's do that again. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's taken us from 70 some odd to replace it now, please. Yep. So that's taken us from 72 capacity that it has now. We've doubled that. Zoom in here. You're just leaving. Okay, fair enough. But that should help keep us in the oh, look at this. I mean, 188 waiting. The replacement cannot come soon enough. Meanwhile, the little Alco is now making its way on its maiden journey. Again, this is not going to make me a lot of money, but I need to encourage the system to actually start transporting it some. More pleasingly, I suppose, is the fact that we actually managed to get the train on the right track in the first place. Look, I'll take it. You know, that's a mission accomplished. Simple though it may have been. Yeah, I dig the hell out of these little Alcos. I think they're terrific. Okay, right, there we are. Are you, what sort of speed are you rolling out there, Chief? Oh, well, I was trying to avoid calling it Chief, because I call everything Chief, but we're calling it Chief. 66, 67, 80 I've heard is your top speed. Prove it. It's a pair of jauntily legged man inside there. It's not going to make any money, of course, because it's not pulling anything, but we're following it, because we haven't followed anything on this route yet. But this route could actually end up being one of the busiest I've got, given that we also have iron and slag and coal and steel and all sorts of other stuff that's going to be coming up in this direction. Construction materials coming back again. So all of this stuff that I've done today, I'm going to need to reorganise it because it's not good enough. But there we go. We are at least in business there now. Okay, let's have a look and see what we've got going on. Where's my ship? There it is. What are you packing? 144. This might actually be its first delivery. Nope, we made 126 grand delivery last year. Now, the cruel irony here will be that this isn't going to pay very much, but the running cost on ships is that low that even though it may only arrive once every other year, it should pay off to the extent that it easily covers its running costs and acts as a nice chunk of change every time it turns up. There you are. Right, let's have a look at the balance sheet just while we wait for magic to happen. I've spent 7 million on that, and we're down 10 million this year. It's only February though. Last year we were down 27 million. I spent 45 on new vehicles. We sold 15. So if we call that 16 we sold, and we call that 45, it means that's 29. No. Yes, 29 left there. 6 million on costs. Okay, I think we made good money there, you know. Running cost 41, income 52. That's positive. That's all. It's a very simplistic calculation, but it means that the profits are ours potentially. How much are you going to pay me there? You haven't got an awful lot of fuel on board, but you've got some. What are we taking it? 144 out of 250. And come on. 111. Okay. All right, well, it'd be nicer if it was bringing stuff back in both directions, but that's okay. Meanwhile, the oil has kicked into high gear. 240 waiting now. We've got 84 waiting here, and the big boy is inbound. Come on, trucks, keep the tempo up. Keep the tempo up. We've still got oil waiting up here. Yeah. And this would work out much easier if I decided to run the oil train all the way around here and then back in over here. Right? That would be sensible. I'm not doing this the sensible way. I am doing it a convoluted way so that everything is making a couple of quid as we operate. Where is this this busy number? Okay, right. Anyway, that again wraps us up for the moment. Obviously, there is a heck of a lot more to do. We're still only working with oil right now. I may have built a route out of Volon by Bern, but I haven't activated it yet. There we go. There's one of those. And it's going to be a full load as well. This is going to pay off really well. 144 on board. Anyway, right, so Volan Burn is going to be my next candidate for some kind of operation. I'm going to need to, something quick to run up there. And that means we're going to be crossing the streams as far as having both European electrics and American diesels running into and out of this hub. So you might want to, get to your happy place ahead of time so that doesn't cause too much of a conflict to whatever railway-based religion you subscribe to. Anyway, thank you for watching today. I've been Colonel Failure. I'm rather enjoying this reworking, but then I always enjoy the reworkings. It's now just a case of making it work. What do we got? See, look, there's hundreds in here now. Listen up, truckers. I need you to really start to haul it. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll catch up with you very soon. Chuck a like at this one if you enjoyed it, and by all means subscribe to keep abreast of the latest developments in the series. Let's go follow the big boy again. 100 on board. Finances looking pretty sharp. Excellent. Oh, there's all manner of trains doing this bit, I'm liking this network. As much as the upper slopes, the top end of the Alps is a little on the convoluted side. This map overall, it offers a bit of everything. There's there's something for everybody and a view to behold, no matter how you cut your mustard. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll catch up with you very soon. Cheerio.